This meeting is being recorded. In the last session, we were discussing about what IOC, right? Inversion of control. You understood that? Everyone understood that? Inversion of control? If you have any question, ask me about inversion of control. Understood? Okay, now I will ask question then. Because if you understood means I can ask questions. Inversion of control and dependency injection. Understood, right? Okay. What is inversion of control then? Anyone would love to answer? Inversion of control. Then why are you saying that you understood it if you can't answer? Hmm? Why are you saying this? Okay. Voice is not working. How voice can work, man? Voice will be audible. It can't work. Inversion of control. So let's say one more time we'll see what is inversion of control. In simple terms, it will reverse the owner of a class. That's it. Now yesterday I have given a tourist example for you where your control is in the hand of a cab driver. But that was a real life scenario. Today let me give you a practical scenario for that. If there is a class of student, multiple students will be there, right? Yesterday we have discussed about Pojo class as well. Pojo class. It is plain old Java object. And if there is any class who is having these kind of things, like it is having some private fields, no need to write anything, just understand. You got Google Classroom access? I'll start uploading the things there. And those who are joining online, they can drop a message to admin. She'll drop her number in the chat box. You can message her. She'll give you the link. So there is a private int ID and private string name. After that, there will be some getter setters, two string methods and other. Now this is only called a Pojo class, plain old Java object. So inversion of control. Understood Pojo? It's very nothing in simple then. Inversion of control. Whenever you are learning something, at first break down the words. Inversion of control. Let's say there are two peoples, A and B, and B is having control. B is having control initially. Now if you did something that now B is not having the control, A is having the control, that is called inversion. Reversing the thing of reversing the control, the person who is taking the control. So this is called inversion of control. This is a very normal definition. Generally, inversion of control we do with classes. Let's say there is a class of a class of student. Now there is a class of teacher, or let's say at top we have a class of teacher. And student wants to learn something from teacher. So what they will do? They will create object of teacher class, right? Something like this. Teacher t equals to new teacher, right? You will do like this or not? Of course. There is no problem in this method, by the way. This is exactly correct method and there is no problem also. No speed problem, no security problem, nothing. It will work fine. But there is a small inconvenience. Inconvenience means, let's say in void this class teacher, you have a method void spring boot. This is a void method. Now students can use this method by saying this t dot spring boot, right? Students can use this or not? Of course they can use spring boot. What if the teacher has changed the batch name from spring boot to spring boot microservices? Will you rewrite this or not? Of course we will rewrite this. We also have to change our method name to microservices. This is just a small example. You changed any particular variable name there, you have to change it here. So whatever you are doing by this new operator is actually manual management. Everything will be managed by you. So everything will be managed by you. And that is having two problems. First problem is taking longer time to fix the code. If you are updating everything manually, you will take a lot of time to, and control is still there, which will make tightly coupled application, which will make tightly coupled application. So there are two requirement of inversion of control. Taking longer time to fix the code and control is still there. Is teacher class is having the control. Tightly coupled application. So we will make a loosely coupled application. Now let's write about it. If someone is asking you how you will give a definition, and don't forget it after this. Inversion of control, no need to write, I'll give you this file. Just understand. Is a design principle where the control of object creation is managed by external framework like Spring. Spring is a framework for us. So what is inversion of control? It is just a design principle where the control of object creation is managed by external framework. Java will not manage, you will not manage. The object will be managed by framework itself. Now if you are dealing with Spring framework, so Spring will manage itself for you. You don't have to do any particular hard work, right? Now why we are doing this? In traditional approach, or in traditional programming, objects, or we can say a class, directly creates and manage its dependence. But in Spring framework, control is reversed. The control is reverse. How we will implement this part? How we will implement this part? Those who are joining online, just drop a message in chat box if my voice is properly audible to all of you. Ganesh, check your internet connection then. So in traditional programming, class will manage the thing, but here Spring will manage the things. In Spring framework, in Spring framework, IOC is applied or is implemented by IOC container. And now this is, we are starting core Spring here. Who will manage this particular part in Spring? IOC container. Inversion of control container. Now what is this IOC container? We'll see that. IOC container can be seen as a collection of all the object of classes. Or you insert. This meeting is being recorded. Student S equals to new student. Now let's break down this. What is student here? Class. What is new? New is a operator. New is operator. This student is a class. What is this S? B. To this S only we say B. This is a B. So what this IOC container will do, it will collect all the beans. Now let me give you an example for it. Let's say this is one Java project. This is one Java application. Any difference between application and project? If I am writing Java project and Java application, any difference? No difference. How is it possible? Any difference between project and application? Collection of project is application. Like you guys are so innocent. Project and application are not same, they are different. Project is which is under construction. That is called a project. Now if you are building it, then it is called project. If you have completed the building, then it is called application, completed project, right? So this is a Java application, and now this Java application is having lot of class of student, class of NIT, class of teacher. So it is having 3 classes, right? Now what Spring container will do, container will manage all the objects automatically. Let's say this is the Spring container. This picture is just for a visual representation. Don't think that this is how Spring container looks like. So what it will do, this Spring container will have a bean of student. Bean means object. So this Spring container will have a bean of student, bean of NIT, bean of teacher. or whatever classes you are having. Now let's say here is the main class. Here you got main class. These are the three classes which is having business logic. Bean is a object in Java, and let's say this is your main class or the main file, because you will declare one main file, starting file, class main. Now generally if you want to use student class in main, you will create object, not here. All these things will be managed by Spring Container. Spring Container will manage them. Who will manage? Spring Container. We'll show it live how it will manage. And now whatever, let's say main want to use student class. So main will talk to Spring Container that please give me the bean of student class. Now tell me one thing, this main class is dependent on student class? No. The main class is dependent on Spring Container. And who is Spring? It's a framework which is managing the things here. So this is called inversion of control. Now you will not ask the student class. You will not do student s equals to new student. You will use another method. You will ask Spring that please give me the bean of this. Please give me the bean of this. So this is a IOC container. This one. If you understood this IOC container, let me know, or else I'll explain it again. Okay. Forget this Spring Container for a minute. This is not there. This is your main Java project, right? In this Java project, you have this class main, and you have these other classes, student class, NIT class, and teacher class. Now, if you want to create an object, or if you want to use student class in the main class, should I write a program, or you understood it? If you want, I can write. I don't have any issue. So let's write it then. Do one thing in the desktop, create a separate folder for your batch as Eclipse workspace. SpringBoot microservices. Now we will load this particular folder as the Eclipse workspace. Don't use the by default workspace. So what we will do is we will create a Java project, right? For a simple project you can create, or a Maven project you can create, like any kind of project you can create here. There is no particular way of doing that. I am just trying to show you the object creation, right? So let's start by creating a Maven project, and just next catalog will be internal and quick start. Group ID I will write as com.spring. Artifact ID means name I will write. So let's say first spring. That's it. Now your Maven project is actually like a Java project only with added functionalities. That's it. Nothing much more than that. So project is created. Now we'll try to open the perspective folders. right? So we got our project here. Now we'll try to do the thing that I was saying you. So this is a first Spring project. Let it get built first. Pawan, what does it mean practice advanced Java in Eclipse? Are you asking me to practice advanced Java? How can I practice advanced Java? I don't even know core Java. Let it get built first, it'll take some time. I want extension install for Maven. Go to Windows, sorry, help, and then install new software. Select, go here, already installed. Then search for Maven here, and you will get Maven. Just install it. It will come in your system. Mine is already installed, that's why it's not coming like that. So now it is downloading the jar file. Just hold on for a minute. So building is done, and this is what we will get, like main file we will get up here. Let's just open it. Visible. Now what I will do is, in the same package I will create a new student class. So let's say class and class of student. Now this student class is having some private fields, private int id and private string name. Private is access modifier, right, which can be accessed within, and protected, where we can access protected. Protected is also a modifier in Java, right, where we can use protected package. Very good. Now this student class is having two private fields, id and name. After that some getter setters are there. Now what we will do is, let's try to create the object of student class. Java is an object oriented language, right? So for that, student as equals to new student. This is the way. Now in this way there is a complete dependency over the student class. If you want to perform some operation, there is a complete dependency here. This is the traditional programming way of doing the things, right? But here we will reverse it. Now if you want to use student class in the main class, what I did, I created the object of it by writing this way, student as equals to new student. This is what I did. But in this way there is a complete dependency, and now this main class completely dependent on student class. Now what will happen is, student class will remove their private string name and these two things, and here error will start. Right, here error will start. So there's a complete dependency here, and we have to remove this dependency. For that only we are saying that this is not the method we are going to follow. We will talk to our Spring container, and container by default will be having all the objects. This is IOC container will have all the objects by default. these objects for all the classes, not for only one class. Whatever class you are defining there, it will have all the objects. Let's say for a student class, of course it will have. Container will manage all the objects internally. You don't have to create object. You can ask your container that do you have the object of student class? It will say yes, I have. Give me. It will give you after that. So this is the traditional way of IOC container. How to build this IOC container, what are the methods, this is what we will discuss after this. Now IOC container is clear. What it will do, it will just manage the object of all the classes, right? What it will do, it will manage the object of all the classes. That's it. Now after this we'll see how many type of container we are having. Types of IOC container. It means in how many ways we can create a IOC container, right? Because we have to create this container. This is not written by default. We have to create it. So what are the types of it? So there are two types of IOC container. First one is bean factory. Bean factory, and second one is application context. Application context. Now you can create your container by using bean factory class or the application context. Both of these are classes, by the way. You can create by bean factory or you can use application context. For bean factory, I will write that bean factory is the old method of creating IOC container, which was highly used within Java J2EE. For enterprise edition, we have to use bean factory, and it is the old method. Bean factory can be configured by using XML only. This is the main reason we are not following bean factory now. That it can be configured, means if you want to create a container, you have to use XML for that. There is no other choice. But again, why to learn something different? That's why we are using application context now. What we are using? Application context now. Application context is the newer method of creating IOC container, which can be configured by using XML, Java or annotations. Now you can configure this, or configure means you can build a container in application context either by using XML or by using Java or by using annotations. All the three things you can do. So as a Java developer, why I have to use XML? As a Java developer, why I have to use XML? You know why I love Java? There is a reason behind it. If you are a Java developer, no need of XML and no need of SQL as well. As a Java developer, you don't need SQL. You don't, like I don't remember when I written an SQL query last time. I don't remember. Like while teaching only I will write. For personal use I will never use any SQL query. Why? Java will write for me. Java will write query on behalf of you. You just give instruction to Java, right? You know what will happen in Java? Let's say this is a student class. How many field it is having? Private string ID and private string name. So the query of this will be looking something like this. That create table int id primary key where a name varchar 30. Something like this query will be written, right or wrong? So Java or like here in Spring Boot, if you are declaring a class like this, public class student, private int ID, private string name, and just writing one annotation at the top of it, this one at the rate of entity. Now it will show error, but remember, one day I will create a table like this and you will be seeing this part only. So I will write at the rate of entity only and I will run my program and it will create this query. It will execute that query and in your MySQL database or Oracle database you can see that table is created. So this is why I love Java. Like XML you don't have to write, SQL you wouldn't have to write, everything will be done by Java. So here we will follow application context container. Now slowly let's try to build a program for it. Okay, same program I will follow that I have already created. Now in app.java, if I want to use the student, so this is the way student s equals to new student, and then I can set the ID and then I can set the name. Not only set, I can print app as well as them s. For that, let's write a toString method here. You know what is toString method in Java? Hmm? ToString. Do you know or not? Then tell me what is toString method? Object. Loudly. It convert class to string. Sorry, hash code. What hash code? Say object to string, right? It will convert all the values of an object to string. That's it. Now if I'm printing s directly and I'm trying to run the project, so it has printed student ID 1 name Shivam. Printing, but object is created by old method Ojo. We'll remove that. For that, what we have to do is, any doubt in these two files? I hope there will be no doubt. What I will do is in src main Java only, I will create a new file. Src main Java, I will create a new XML file. So search here XML and XML file will come next. I will name it as application context dot XML. Application context dot XML. Now this file is created here and you will see design source two part here. So click on source here. So code will come and on design will come. But we have to use source. So let's remove whatever is coming here. Now what I did? Nothing. Just a normal Java project. But in src main Java, I have created a file application context.xml. What I have created? Application context.xml. Now what you have to do in this particular part, you have to create a container. For that we are seeing now XML based configuration. XML based configuration for application context container. And here I will give you comparison as well. So I am doing this here. For this, what you have to do in the class path, what is class path? src slash main slash Java. We call this part as your class path. In the class path, that is src main, context.xml. You can name it anything, but this is the standard way of doing it. Application context.xml. Right? Generally, whenever you are writing any HTML code or XML code, you have to write something extra. When you are starting with HTML, something like this, you have to write doc type HTML. What is doc type? Document type. We call that particular thing as DTD. What do we call that? DTD. DTD. Document type definition. Now this is a normal XML file. You can write normal XML code as well here, but you have to convert it. You have to say that, okay, I am converting this file to the application context file. I am trying to create a container here. For that you have to write the configuration. Where is the configuration? So here what you have to do is, this was the first step, and in the second step, search for application context DTD. By I am saying search means you have to go to your browser and write the same thing, DTD for application context, Spring or Spring DTD. So you will come to the Spring official website, XML schema based configuration. Now inside this, let me give you this link as well. So you can go to this link and copy the DTD of application context. But where it is? So if you are scrolling a little bit there, you will get the DTD XML based configuration. So you will get two DTD there. First is DTD style normal DTD, where this is used. But as we are working with XML file, like proper XML, this is also for XML only, but we are working with proper XML file without any extra configuration. So the equivalent file in the XML schema style. So copy this entire thing and paste it inside your application context.xml file. Right? Right or wrong? Just copy paste it. That's it. Copy the DTD of application context and paste it inside application context.xml file. What we are doing now? We are creating a IOC container. By what medium? Like this, you have to paste it. By what medium? By doing XML configuration. Now that's it. That's it. Now inside this, you can create bean. What is bean? I already told you. Bean is a Java object. It means that if you have to create a Java object, you have to create bean. So create a bean tag here like this. Now inside this, give a attribute of class. Bean class equals to, and write the fully qualified class name. What is fully qualified class name? Let's say this is my student class, whose object I am creating, right? I am creating object of student class. So what will be the fully qualified name of student class? What is fully qualified class name? New. That is called fully qualified class name. Yes, including package name. So if you are asking about fully qualified class name, brush up the concept of core Java, guys. It is collection of package dot sub package dot sub package, if it is available, dot class name. This is fully qualified class name. package dot subpackage dot subpackage dot class name. It means that in case of this student class, com dot spring dot first spring is the package name. So copy this and paste. Then dot you have to write your class name as well. That is student where S is capital. Right? That's it. Give it a ID also. Give it a ID. ID equals to STU. That's it. ID equals to STU. Now, what you did here, you created a bean by defining the class. That's it. ID is optional here, you can remove, but create this for referencing. Now what you did, you copied the DTD or you can say schema from the Spring website and just created a simple bean. Anything else you are doing by creating a bean tag and writing the fully qualified class name for whatever class you want to convert it. Now what is this method called? Application context method or application context container. So in app.java I will remove this thing. All these things I will remove. Removed. Now what we have to do is inside this I will create the object of application context using the previous method. So that is application context. So no suggestion. So do one thing, we have to add the dependencies now. What we have to do? We have to add the dependencies. Dependencies of these things: Spring Core, Spring Bean, Spring Context, Spring Logging. First add these 4 dependencies. So where we have to find dependencies? What is that website? MVN repository. So go to the website mvnrepository.com and here you can search for the dependencies. First you need Spring Core. Search it. So you got Spring Core. Select. Don't select the 7 version M1, M2, M3. Don't select them. Select 6.2.5. This is the dependency. So just copy it and where we have to paste? pom.xml. Go to pom.xml file and here you will see a dependencies section. Inside this dependencies section there are multiple dependency. By default you will get JUnit in a Maven project. So keep the Spring Core here. After Spring Core, go back again and search for Spring Bean. Spring Bean, this one. But this one. Same 6.2.5 version. Copy the dependency. Why we are copying the dependency? So we don't have to download the jar file. Directly we will write their dependency and jar file will be automatically selected. After that, add the dependency of Spring Context. All the dependencies, don't worry, just blindly follow it now. Spring Context 6.2.5, same version. And just save it. After that, add the dependency for Spring Logging. Logging. You know what is this? What we are doing now? Know this thing or not? We are creating a Spring application and this is to create a Spring application. And SpringBoot application 30 seconds, everything is automatically done. Now do one thing, save the file. So building your project and you will get the Maven dependencies. So here we are getting some of the jar file. Spring JCL, Spring Expression, Spring Core, Spring Context, Spring Bean, Spring AOP. Like these we are getting. Now close this pom.xml file and go to app. Here we will create the object of application context. Application context now also not coming. Application context con, like name you can write application context container. Application context, and this container is the variable name. So you can write con, context, container, anything you can write. So application context is a already defined class in which in Spring framework equals to new class path XML application context. What is this class? New class path XML application context. So this is what you have to do here. Application context container equals to new class path XML application context. This is the class name in Java, written like this. Okay, we'll explain everything. Just I'm trying to show you how we will do. But this particular file should have the address of application context.xml file path. For that, in my main method, what I will do, I will create a string. String path equals to, I will write the path. Path is /src /main /java /application context dot xml. Now I will give the same path variable to this application context like this. And at last I will give a print message to the user that Spring container or Spring IOC container is created by using, or simple, is created. Now let's try to run this file. What we will do, we will run this particular file. And what we got here, lot of errors. Now in Spring Boot, you should not be having a fear of this errors. Error should be your best friend here. Just read the error. What is the error coming? org.springframework.beans.factory.bean definition exception. Parsing XML document from class path resource src main java application context.xml. And what it is telling at last, cannot be opened because it does not exist. What it is telling, this file does not exist. So now you open your file. What is the wrong path that we have written here? Check the path and tell me. The application context file is outside of any package, so package name is not required. Now tell me, just I'm asking about path dot slash. Don't write dot slash everywhere, it doesn't work. If you are saying let's say dot slash, we'll run it again. You should know the path as well, like how path actually works. Same problem. src main java application not be open because it does not exist. Means application context is trying to create a container in the file. Or you might have worked with input output system in Java, file reader and other things. How path are written? Internal file. Now you know why I don't like Eclipse. Same project is looking like this in Eclipse. Now I will open IntelliJ and you see the difference. So I will open the same project here, which we have created inside desktop, and then SBMS, Spring Boot microservices, and then first Spring. This was our project. The same project is looking like this here. How it is looking? Like this. So here particular path is written in different way. Means expanded path. Main, main, Java, Java. Then your application context.xml. Now let's get it built first, and we will run the same application here in Eclipse. It is building the libraries, just let it get built. Okay, so it is created. Now what we will do is we will open the main class, that is M. Now inside this, what I will do is I will just try to run this file and you see the difference. Folder structure is already different. And here if you read it again, screen is lagging. There might be an internet glitch, but speed is fine. Now also is it lagging? Now also my screen is lagging, guys. Now is it fine now? Okay. Now how to write a path for us, like we are saying it is written exactly. Let's try to do one thing. This part I will remove. I will simply write slash application context.xml. Right? I will say slash application context.xml. Now again we will run it. Let's say you are familiar with Eclipse. So already it is running. What happened? Now am I audible properly? What about screen? Is it fine now? Okay, very good. Now this time what we did is we fixed the path error. Now let's run the file again. And we are getting some error like this. Line 2 in XML document from class path resource. It is telling that line 2 is invalid there. But everything we have copy pasted from the Spring website. Now tell me what is visible now? Yes, those who are joining online, Eclipse is visible or not? Now what is visible? Notepad. Now Eclipse visible. Now okay, fine. Finally. Now stop dropping messages and see the things. Now when we are running this file, this is what we are getting. That there is an error in line 2 in XML file. If you see what is causing the error, so you will see something like this. Line 2 column number 6, the processing instruction target matching XX MMLL is not allowed. So do one thing, you just go to your, I think there is a WebEx issue now. Okay, if screen is visible, tell me like what is visible to right now. I have opened Java class. Is it visible? XML file is visible. Okay, fine. Very good. So I have opened XML only, means screen is working. So generally there is a problem in XML file. This problem. Whenever you are writing XML from second line and there is a empty line before this, there is a possibility that XML will not work. So what you have to do is you have to remove that empty line. Now XML version is no problem. Beans is showing some issue that we will figure it out. Now go to app.java and we will run it again. When we are running it, Spring IOC container is created. But how we can check it that if this container is created or not? What is the use of container? We use container to create the screen not working. What the hell? Do one thing, guys. I have a meeting with management today, so we'll connect again tomorrow. Okay, and we'll start the same thing for tomorrow. And anyhow, today I was about to end the class at 8:15, so already it is 8:15. So we'll connect again tomorrow. Listen to me, guys. No problem. The same thing I'll explain tomorrow. Now screen freeze like XML only. Let it get freeze. So you can drop the calls for now. Tomorrow we'll connect again. Okay.